presidential reference under Article 143. 143 is the Supreme Court's advisory jurisdiction. That is, the President can seek the advice or opinion of the Supreme Court on any question of law or fact in public importance. So, the President of India, Draupadi Murmu, has invoked Article 143, that is, the Supreme Court's advisory jurisdiction on 13th May 2025 to seek clarity on the powers of the governor under Article 200 and the powers of the President under Article 201, giving assent to the state bills. So, this presidential reference under Article 143 is triggered by a recent judgment of the Supreme Court in State of Tamil Nadu versus Governor of Tamil Nadu 2025. So, what are the constitutional provisions? That is, 4 articles. Article 200, Governor's assent to the state bills. Article 201, President assent to the state bills reserved by the Governor. And Article 142, the Supreme Court's power to do complete justice. And Article 143, that is, the President's power to seek the Supreme Court's advisory opinion. Okay, so these are the constitutional provisions. So, regarding the Tamil Nadu governor's case, that is State of Tamil Nadu versus Governor of Tamil Nadu 2025, the Supreme Court has pronounced its judgment by exercising its power under Article 142, that is the power of the Supreme Court to do complete justice. So, what was the issue? The incumbent governor R.N. Ravi, he delayed assent to the 10 bills passed by the state legislature. And when the state legislature again repassed the bills and sent it to the governor's assent or reserved for the governor's assent, then the governor has reserved the same to the consideration of the president. So, the Supreme Court has pronounced its judgment in State of Tamil Nadu versus Governor of Tamil Nadu 2025 on 8th April 2025, and it ruled that the indefinite delay by the governor is illegal and erroneous. So, let us try to understand the governor assent under Article 200 regarding the state bills. The assent of the governor has 4 alternatives with regarding to the state bills. The state which is under consideration is Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has a unicameral legislature, that is, it has state legislative assembly. Okay, the legislative council was abolished in the year 1986. That is the upper house was abolished in 1986. Vidhan Parishad, and a resolution was passed to again reconstitute the Legislative Council in 2010, but it was not successful. So, the governor under Article 200 with regarding to his power to give assent to the state bills, he has 4 alternatives. He can give his assent to the bill, he can withhold his assent to the bill, and he can return the bill for the consideration of the House, and he can reserve the bill for the consideration of the President. So, he has 4 alternatives. That is, he can give his assent to the bill. When he gives his assent to the bill becomes an act. And when he withholds his assent to the bill then ends. And when he returns the bill for the consideration of the House, if the House again passes the bill with or without amendments, the governor must give his assent to the state bill. And he can also reserve the state bills for the consideration of the President. This is a constitutional discretion provided to the governor under Article 200. So, when the state bill is reserved by the governor for the consideration of the President, what are the alternatives with the President? So, this is dealt under the Article 201, that is the assent of the President for the state bills. So, he has 3 alternatives. The President has 3 alternatives. He can give his assent to the bill becomes an act. He can withhold his assent to the bill ends and he can return the bill for the consideration of the House. The bill which is sent for the reconsideration of the House has to consider it within 6 months. And whether it is obligatory for the President to give his assent to the bill or not, that is, the bill, the reconsidered bill, when it is returned to the President for his consideration, whether it is obligatory for him to give his assent or not is not mentioned in the Constitution. So these are the three alternatives for the President when a state bill is reserved by the Governor for the consideration of the President. So the judgment of the Supreme Court in State of Tamil Nadu versus Governor of Tamil Nadu 2025, it has set 3 timelines for the Governor and 1 for the President. That is, when the Governor is acting on the advice of the Council of Ministers, he has to take a decision within 1 month. That is, whether to give his assent to the bill, withhold his assent to the bill, return the bill for the consideration of the House, or reserve the bill for the consideration of the President within 1 month. And if the Governor is acting contrary to the advice of the Council of Ministers, then he has to take a decision with regard to whether he has to give his assent, withhold his assent, return the bill, or reserve the bill for the consideration of the President within 3 months. And if the bill is withheld by the Governor and the state legislature repasses the bill with or without amendments, then the decision has to be taken by the Governor in 1 month. And with regarding to the President, when a state bill is reserved by the Governor for the consideration of the President has to take a decision in 3 months. And all this, that is, if there is any breach on the subject, then it is subject to judicial review. That is, it is subject to the scrutiny by the courts. And the judgment in State of Tamil Nadu versus Governor of Tamil Nadu 2025, the Supreme Court has pronounced the judgment by exercising the provisions of the Constitution under Article 142. That is, the power of the Supreme Court to do complete justice. So, the Supreme Court has ruled that the 10 pending bills are deemed to have been assented by the President. Okay, so it has ruled deemed assent for the 10 pending bills, voiding the President action in them. That is, no need of the President to take any action. They are deemed to have been passed. So, criticism. Regarding the criticism, some have criticized the bill, some have criticized the action of the Supreme Court or the judgment of the Supreme Court has pro-federalism and accountability, and while the others have criticized it as a breach of separation of powers. That is, that the judiciary imposing timelines on the assent of the bills, and these timelines are absent in the text of the Constitution. So, they are argued that they are breach on separation of powers. And with regarding to this judgment of the Supreme Court fixing timelines for the assent of the Governor and the President, which is absent in the Constitution, has triggered a presidential reference under Article 143, that is the advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. That is, the President can seek the advice or opinion of the Supreme Court on any question of law or fact on public interest or public importance. So, the presidential reference under Article 143, the President seeks or sought clarity on 14 constitutional questions, and among them, 2 of them most important, that is whether judicially fixing timelines for the Governor or presidential assent is constitutional, whether it is constitutional or not, and whether the discretion under Article 200 and 201. 200 is relating to the Governor's assent with regarding to the state bills, and 201 President's assent regarding to the state bills. And whether the discretion under 200 and 201 is justiciable, that is whether it can be reviewed by the courts. So this presidential reference is taken up by a 5-judge bench led by CJI Gawai. So let us try to understand Article 143, that is presidential reference, advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, Article 143. So historical context or historical background, it is derived from Government of India Act 1935, which allows the Governor General to refer legal questions to the federal court. And Article 143 itself, it empowers the president, or it gives the power to the president to refer any question of law or fact of public importance for the Supreme Court for its opinion based on the advice of the Union Council of Ministers, Article 143. And with regarding to what is the strength of the bench which has to consider these presidential references, is there is a constitutional provision under Article 145(3), that is the presidential reference, or it requires that such references have to be heard by a bench of at least 5 judges. So a 5-judge bench led by CJI is considering the presidential reference with regarding to the 14 constitutional questions. So let us further try to understand Article 143, that is the advisory jurisdiction. The president can seek the advice or opinion of the Supreme Court on 2 categories of matter. Number 1, on any question of law or fact of public importance which has arisen or is likely to arise. In such category of cases, the Supreme Court may or may not give its advice. And with regarding to second category of questions, on any dispute arising out of any pre-constitutional treaty, agreement, covenant, sanad or other similar instruments, the Supreme Court must give its advice. So in these 2 category of cases, whether it is binding on the president or not. So it is not binding on the president. He may or may not follow the opinion. And what about this advice, whether it is a judicial pronouncement or it's just an advice? So this opinion expressed by the Supreme Court is only advisory. It is not judicial pronouncement. So Article 142, that is the Supreme Court has pronounced the judgment in State of Tamil Nadu versus Governor of Tamil Nadu, and by exercising the provisions of the Constitution, Article 142. So Article 142 is the power of the Supreme Court to do complete justice. That is Article 142, enforcement of the Supreme Court's decrees or orders. Article 142, Clause 1 of the Constitution states that the Supreme Court may pass any decree or order necessary to do complete justice in any case pending before it. And Article 142(2), the decree or orders of the Supreme Court are enforceable across India like any law made by the Parliament. So this is regarding Article 142. So Article 142 is an extraordinary power given to the Supreme Court to issue any order or decree in any cause or matter pending before it. Why? To do complete justice. That is, it is effectively allowing it to fill the legislative gaps and also correct gross injustice or ensure public interest when other legal remedies are insufficient. So this is an extraordinary power given to the Supreme Court to pass orders or decrees to do complete justice in any cause or matter pending before it, effectively allowing it to fill legislative gaps or wherever there are gaps in the acts or legislation, or correct gross injustice, or ensure public interest when other legal remedies are insufficient. It is also a discretionary power which serves to uphold rule of law and constitutional principles, but it should be used in rare and exceptional cases, and it acts as a judicial safety wall to prevent injustice and rigid application of law. Injustice where rigid application of law or inaction by other departments or other branches which lead to grave denial or justice. Okay, so it is a discretionary power, upholds rule of law and constitutional principles, should be used in rare and exceptional cases, and it serves as a judicial safety wall to prevent injustice and where rigid application of law or inaction by other branches which would lead to grave denial of justice. So, the Supreme Court in Tamil Nadu, State of Tamil Nadu versus Governor of Tamil Nadu, has pronounced its judgment by exercising its powers under Article 142, that is the power of the Supreme Court to do complete justice, and this triggered a judicial reference by the President Draupadi Murmu, that is she invoked the provisions of the Constitution Article 143, that is advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, the President, where the President can seek the advice or opinion of the Supreme Court on any question of law or fact on public importance.